Global production, trafficking and the use of illicit drugs create major challenges, numerous challenges for societies.
It is very difficult to envision a future where health, where justice works, where communities are more sustainable, if you do not take into account as a central, as a core issue, the phenomenon of international drug trafficking.
We have too many people dying of drug overdoses, and we have criminal gangs running an enormous global trade. How can anyone say that this is a success?
We are living in a world of high demand and high physical tolerance for many of these substances.
We are all in denial about the fact that young people have always used drugs and will always use drugs.
We have repeatedly mentioned, whenever we have an opportunity, that the last thing we need to do is to wage a war or to combat drug users.
People who use drugs, including young people, are not criminals.
We are not supposed to punish them. We have to treat them as normal human beings.
We shouldn't put them into the jails because jails do not solve drug use problem. Jails do not cure.
If there is going to be any major renewed international effort, it should be directed at transnational organized crime. The instruments, the legal framework for doing this are already existing.
Many methodologies have demonstrated that treatment is working, and harm reduction has demonstrated that HIV, hepatitis and overdose can be stopped. So why we are delaying the extension, the application, the coverage of these methodologies to the many areas of the world.
What we have had over the past 20, 30 years in many countries is just politics getting involved with science.
It is time to stop discussing. It is enough to start to apply the evidence that we have.
Massive education, like we did for tobacco, like we did for AIDS, perhaps can be one of the answers to educating people as to the long-term effects.
And I think that this will be the future, involving children and youth much more in at least the diagnostic and also in trying to shape future policies.
If we want to reach out young people who use drugs, we need to understand what is a drug scene among them, what drugs do they use, and then to decide in cooperation with them what services do they need.
جوانان نیروی بشری هر جامعه را تشکیل میدن. یعنی پیشرفت و توسعه و انکشاف هر جامعه بستگی به نیروی بشری یا انسانی داره. جوانان نیروی بشری قوی جوامع می باشند.
The OSCE is one of the important international fora to coordinate government efforts.
So OSCE, they can play a vital role in training, in creating good relationship with law enforcement and giving them their experiences and lessons learned from different countries they have worked.
The OSCE is particularly important because it can act as a bridge between member states in Europe who have gone through these pains and gone through these experiences and spread them among other OSCE members and neighboring countries.
And the OSCE has a role going forward to make sure that this conversation is as wide and inclusive as possible.